This one goes over the top of it. All right, once we make sure we have our loop right, the rabbit comes out of his hole. The rabbit runs around the tree. Then the rabbit goes back into his hole. Like that. Just like that, you have a bowline. Hey there, I'm Daniel. Today I'm going to teach you how to tie a bowline knot. A bowline knot, a bowline knot, a bowline. I say tomato, you say tomato. So why a bowline knot? So a bowline knot is a really useful knot for tying a fixed loop into the end of a rope. So instead of using a lasso or a noose that tightens up when you pull on it, if you had to throw a rope down a cliff to haul somebody up, or somebody's over a riverbank, or you fall in a snake pit and John Wayne throws you a rope down and says tie that around you. A bowline knot is your knot of choice. It is easy to learn how to tie. It is easy to tie. It's easy to untie, more importantly. And you don't forget it. I learned to tie a bowline knot when I was in Boy Scouts, and that was a really long time ago. So, all right, let me give you the concept first. Let's give you the concept first. Okay, I'm over the cliff. John Wayne, help me, the rattlesnakes are getting me. So you can do this knot in the dark. That's a bowline. You can do this in the dark. That's the first time I've tied it since Boy Scouts. I can still do it. I can do it with my eyes closed. We had to learn to do it in the dark because that might be the condition in which you have to tie this knot. All right, before you zone out and think, well, come on, man, I'm trying to learn how to tie this knot. Okay, we're gonna go over this really slowly. Now you have the concept, right? I yank on that. It's not going anywhere. And it's time to untie it. Look how easy that is to unravel. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Okay, so show you one more time. Just so you have the concept. That's how easy it is. Do it in the dark. Okay, now I'm gonna give you some up close, really slow tutorial, so that I promise by the time you're done here, you're gonna be a pro at this. You're never gonna forget it, and you're gonna be really grateful. And every time you tie a bowline, you're gonna think about me. I hope. Well, maybe not. You'll forget me, but you won't forget a bowline. All right, let's do some close-ups. Okay, let me show you the easiest way that I know to learn how to tie this knot. And I promise, by the time we're done, if you practice a couple times, you're gonna have this down pat. So this is the end that John Wayne threw to us. This is the end of the rope that John Wayne's holding up there outside of the snake pit. So we reach over with this hand and we turn our rope like this. And we're going to make a loop just like that. Now we want to make sure that it's looped over the top this way. Okay? So the side, the end coming down from John Wayne is going under, right? This one goes over the top of it. All right, once we make sure we have our loop right, the rabbit comes out of his hole. The rabbit runs around the tree. Then the rabbit goes back into his hole. Like that. Just like that, you have a bowline. Okay, let's do it one more time. All right, so we reach over, we make our loop. This one's on the top, this one's on the bottom. The rabbit comes out of his hole. Remember, he's not going into his hole, he's coming out of his hole. Rabbit comes out of his hole, goes around the tree, goes back into the hole. Bada boom, bada bang, just like that. you are on your way to becoming a bowline tying expert. So get a rope or string or belt or whatever, and practice doing that a couple of times. And like I said, one of the beautiful things about this rope, this kind of knot, is no matter how we pull on it, it's not going to tighten the loop. And then even if you pulled somebody up out of the snake pit, it's easy to just untie like that, regardless of what kind of rope. It's just so easy to untie. Okay. All right. If you've had a chance to try and tie a bowline a couple of times, let's review a little bit. If you haven't, pause this video, go grab a rope or a string or some yarn or your dog's leash or whatever, and try tying a bowline a couple of times, because if you just watch this video, you're not going to remember how to do it, I promise. A lot of it has to do with muscle memory. Doing is learning. Once you do it a few times, surprisingly, it's something you remember a long time, like tying your shoes. In fact, this is easier than tying your shoes. Tying your shoes, you have to bend over, right? Okay, so like I said, more likely than not, when you really need this knot, you're gonna have it around your waist or somebody else's waist. So this is the end that John Wayne threw. This is the end that John Wayne is holding. We turn the rope like that. Remember that our loop has to be over the top as it's coming back towards us, okay? Then our rabbit goes through the hole. Rabbit goes around the tree, goes back into his hole. Bada boom, bada bang. Haul me up, John Wayne. We're ready to go. Okay, now, when I first tied the bowline, I did it a different way. But bunny rabbit way is the easiest to remember, I promise. Bunny rabbit way is the easiest way to remember. But when I was a Boy Scout, we had to practice doing this in the dark, no lights, and it was timed. I don't remember how many seconds we had. You had to be fast, seconds, and you can do it. I promise you can. So you're taking the rope in your hand, and you're reaching across the rope that was thrown down to you, and you're making your bunny rabbit loop by putting your wrist down. So now we've made the bunny rabbit hole like that, and already the bunny rabbit's come out of his hole. So all we have to do is put the rabbit around the tree, pull him back into his hole. You have a bowline. One more time. Just for good luck. Okay? Here's the end that was thrown to us. Here's the other end. We reach across. We put our wrist down under, loop it around. Now we've created the bunny rabbit hole, and the bunny rabbit's already coming through the hole, right? Bunny rabbit goes around the tree, comes back down into his hole, and voila, we are ready for salvation. Okay, well, I hope that was easy for you to follow. If not, go back to the part where I'm showing you up close, bunny rabbit come out of the hole, practice it a few times. Probably the part that you might bumble a couple of times is getting the loop the right way. Remember, that's key to getting this knot right. If you turn your loop the wrong way, it's not going to work, and you'll know right away. Oh, rats! I missed it. Okay, thanks for joining me. Hope you don't fall in any snake pits.